explaining the intermediate-range nuclear forces in treaty between USA President Reagan and Russia's President Gorbachev in 1987. Did it state that the country being annexed from Russia could not join the NATO peacekeeping force, or was it just an oral agreement? This is a concern that has been discussed by millions of people throughout the years. This has started the USA, NATO, and Russian wars in the Ukraine, which have killed thousands of people. Now, let me explain the intermediate-range nuclear forces in treaty, signed by U.S. President Reagan and Soviet President Gorbachev in 1987 between the United States and the Soviet Union. The intermediate-range nuclear forces in treaty, signed by U.S. President Ronald Reagan and Soviet General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev on December 8, 1987, was a landmark arms control agreement during the Cold War. It mandated the elimination of all ground-launched ballistic and cruise missiles, both nuclear and conventional, with ranges between 500 and 5,500 kilometers. Crucially, the INF Treaty marked the first time the superpowers agreed to eliminate an entire class of nuclear weapons rather than just limiting their production. It also included unprecedented on-site inspection provisions to ensure compliance. By 1991, nearly 2,700 missiles had been destroyed by both sides, significantly reducing the nuclear threat in Europe and fostering greater trust between the two nations. Did it state that countries affiliated with the USSR could not join NATO and expand under the treaty, or were those just spoken words? The intermediate-range nuclear forces in treaty itself contain no provisions regarding NATO expansion. Its focus was solely on the elimination of ground-launched ballistic and cruise missiles with ranges between 500 and 5,500 kilometers.
However, some Western officials made verbal assurances to Soviet leaders around the time of German reunification in the early 1990s, suggesting that NATO would not expand an inch eastward. These were not legally binding agreements and were not part of the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces (INF) Treaty. Russia has since repeatedly referenced these alleged verbal promises as a point of grievance regarding NATO's post-Cold War enlargement, arguing they were violated. The INF Treaty and NATO expansion are distinct issues, though they have often been intertwined in the broader between Russia and Ukraine that mar the World War III geopolitical discourse. This scares the hell out of me. Do not forget to share, like, and subscribe to our social media platforms and comment on this video. Do not go anywhere. We have over 1,000 videos. Just relax. Before viewing another video, please provide feedback on the possibility of World War III and any past or future wars.